Welcome to another episode of We React, cause that's what we acting. I'm the host, 3. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Let's get to work. Just a little story time, little mini doc, cozy mini docs, man. K-Shine, little Chicago story.
February 2015, Chicago. The city was in the grip of one of its coldest winters in years, with temperatures plunging well below freezing. Snow draped the streets like a heavy blanket, and the air was sharp, biting at exposed skin with every gust of wind. That night, the mercury hovered around 19 degrees Fahrenheit, and the south side of Chicago, usually buzzing with life, was eerily still, save for the occasional flicker of streetlights cutting through the fog. It was the kind of night where anyone caught outside without a coat would feel it. K-Shine stood victorious after his battle in Chicago. The stage was his battlefield, and the crowd had just witnessed him dismantle his opponent with surgical precision. The night should have ended on that high note, but it was just beginning. After the battle, Big T, the Chicago Giant, approached K-Shine. "Yo, Shine, there's a kickback tonight. We outside, what's up?" K-Shine, still buzzing from the wind, couldn't say no. In New York, they didn't call it a kickback, but he quickly figured out it was a laid-back party, the type where the local legends showed up. But this was Chicago, a city with a reputation, especially in the battle rap world. K-Shine knew there was always a chance things could get wild, but that didn't stop him. The adrenaline was pumping, and he was ready for whatever. Big T and K-Shine arrived at a massive house bigger than anything he expected. "Yo, this is where we partying?" he asked, half joking. The crib was sprawling, with an island in the kitchen so big it could have been a dining table. This wasn't just any party. This was a Chicago party, and K-Shine realized that quickly. As soon as they walked in, K-Shine noticed something else. Everyone was armed. The scene felt like a movie. But this wasn't fiction. People were casually holding AKs like they were red Solo cups, chilling like it was just another night. K-Shine thought back to his earlier battles, remembering how he had talked all that trash about Big T rapping about getting shot. In that moment, standing in a room full of weapons, it dawned on him that maybe, just maybe, those bars weren't as far from reality as he thought. The crowd wasn't threatening him though. In fact, they showed nothing but love. "Yo, Shine, we watch your battles. We with you," they called out, trying to hand him guns like they were party favors. And K-Shine, already a few drinks in, played along, laughing it off as he handed the weapons back, but put one on his waist before.
Imagine you go to a battle, you finish the battle, dude hit you up like, "Yo, bro, you trying to spin back through my hood?" Little kickback. You go in the spot, it's a gun party. Everybody got guns. Niggas passing you all kind of guns. Yo.
Before Big T stopped him. "Chill, Shine," Big T said, laughing as he started snatching the guns from him. "You don't need that." Big T was playing the big brother role, keeping an eye on K-Shine, making sure he didn't get too deep into Chicago's infamous side. And soon the tension melted away. Someone started a dance battle, and before long, K-Shine found himself in the middle of it. The irony wasn't lost on him. Here he was, in a house full of guns, freestyling with his feet instead of his words, battling strangers who could probably end him in an instant. But this was K-Shine's element. His energy was infectious, and the room fed off of it. "Yo, go shine, they chanted as he danced in the center of the circle. He was drunk, but he was having the time of his life. It didn't matter that he was surrounded by guns and pills. In that moment, it was all love. Big T, still looking out for him, kept passing him bottles. "Don't drink anything unless it's from the bottle," he warned. Chicago had a reputation for laced drinks, and Big T wasn't about to let K-Shine fall victim. K-Shine, fully in the moment, took the bottles and drank straight from them. The liquor flowed as easily as did laughter, and before long, K-Shine was on another level. But even K-Shine had his limits. At some point, he realized he was too drunk, way too drunk. The room was spinning, and the night had already gone from wild to downright absurd. "Yo, T," K-Shine slurred, his voice thick with liquor. "I'm done, I gotta go, bro." Big T, standing nearby and watching the whole thing unfold, couldn't help but laugh. He was still recording everything on his phone. "Shine, you wild, bro. You good?" he asked, still amused by K-Shine's determination. K-Shine, wobbling but managing to stay upright, wasn't done yet. "Yo, just make sure none of that footage goes online," he shouted, grinning but half serious. I know y'all get busy out here, but I get busy too, he added, throwing his hands up like he was ready for anything. The crowd, already hyped from the night's energy, erupted in laughter. They knew K-Shine was drunk, but they could see he was still in good spirits, trying to play it cool even though the liquor had fully kicked in. But before he could leave, something struck K-Shine. He started patting down his pockets, then his waistband, a confused look crossing his face. Yo, where's my gun? The one homie gave me. Yo? Yo, he muttered.
That's the one homie gave me.
His mind racing to remember where he had put it. The room went quiet for a moment as K-Shine frantically searched for something that wasn't there. Big T, noticing K-Shine's growing concern, stepped in, trying to hold back his laughter. Shine, he said, shaking his head. You already...
Me too. I'm trying to hold back my laughter too. I ain't gonna lie.
Stepped in, trying to hold back his laughter. Shine, he said, shaking his head. You already gave me that pipe back, bro. K-Shine stood there wide-eyed, realizing his mistake. Yo, I'm bugging, K-Shine said, chuckling at himself. I thought I still had it. The whole room burst into laughter, the tension breaking as everyone laughed at K-Shine's confusion. The Uber ride was a blur for K-Shine. At some point in his half-conscious state, he muttered to the driver to head toward 159th, thinking of his block back home in Harlem. When he woke up, he was far from his hotel. Instead, he found himself on 159th and Lawrence, deep in Chicago, far from where he needed to be. Still drunk and confused, K-Shine stumbled out of the car, his mind spinning. The driver, frustrated with the confusion, sped off, leaving K-Shine stranded in the cold. His phone was dying, but he managed to FaceTime Big T one last time. Yo, Big T, bro, I don't know where I'm at. Big T, confused, responded. What you mean, ain't you at the hotel? K-Shine was out there, knocking on doors, in the dead of winter on Chicago's South Side without a coat. Big T worked fast.
Are you serious, bro? No, he was not in Chicago with no coat on, walking around.
Setting up another Uber ride for him. Hold tight, bro. Stay calm, Big T said, trying to guide him. Finding a way back. K-Shine, cold and drunk, knocked on door after door. Finally, someone opened the door, a man who recognized K-Shine, shocked to see him on his doorstep. Yo, Big K-Shine, the man asked, letting K-Shine use his phone to call for help. Big T arranged for another Uber, and K-Shine, drained and half frozen, got back on the road. By the time he returned to the hotel, he was greeted with flashing police lights and ambulances. The Uber driver had called the police, thinking K-Shine might be hurt. Before K-Shine could even process what was happening, two officers approached him, flashlights cutting through the freezing Chicago air. His legs were still wobbly from the night's excesses, and his speech was slurred enough to confirm their suspicions. Sir, are you all right? We've got paramedics here to check you out, one officer said, already reaching for K-Shine's arm to steady him. Nah, I'm good, K-Shine protested, but his attempts to walk straight told a different story. The EMTs were already rolling out a stretcher, and the officers weren't taking chances with someone in his condition. Standard procedure, the second officer explained as they helped him onto the stretcher. We need to make sure you're okay, but the cuffs clicked into place anyway, more for his safety than anything else. The ambulance doors closed and the city lights began streaming past the windows. K-Shine felt the vehicle sway as it navigated Chicago's streets, carrying him further from the hotel and deeper into what was becoming one of the wildest nights of his life. Inside the sterile brightness of the emergency room, the fluorescent lights made everything feel surreal. K-Shine was still cuffed to the stretcher, his mind racing between annoyance and the creeping realization that he needed to get out of there. In the hospital, still cuffed to a stretcher, K-Shine's frustration boiled over. When the nurse loosened the cuffs, K-Shine made a dash for it, tearing through the hospital hallways, knocking over carts. Security guards and nurses were laughing, watching him fumble through doors in his dazed state. Eventually, he stumbled back into an Uber, passed out, and woke up at the hotel. This time it was quiet, no cops, no chaos, just early morning checkouts. DNA opened the door, groggy but concerned. K-Shine stumbled in, muttering, "Man, you don't even want to know." DNA shaking his head, couldn't believe it. "Bro, what the hell did you do? Big T thought you were dead." The next morning, DNA watched K-Shine stir on the couch. "Yo, what happened for real last night?" K-Shine shook his head laughing now. Man, I was out on 159th in Lawrence knocking on people's doors looking for Big T. Then I ended up in the hospital cause the Uber driver thought I was dead. DNA, laughing but still shocked, said, "Bro, you different." But as Shine lay there, the fallout of another reckless night, DNA realized his brother's unpredictability was more than just a battle quirk. If Shine didn't rein it in, the cracks between them might soon become fractures too deep to mend.
And the Shine with the fight, pocket filled with frostbite. Blessed drink to try to play me. I was chasing that night. Niggas tears of broke, you know, you got me right. But this Uber got me lost, me and somebody got to fight. Wild night, wild night. Yeah, and the Shine with the fight, pocket filled with frostbite. Blessed drink to try to play me. I was chasing that night. Niggas tears of broke, you know, you got me right. But this Uber got me lost, me and somebody got to fight. Wild night, wild night.
So it's cool. Shout out to Algorithm Institute. Until the next one, I'm gone.